right, again, Coach Crystal here. At this point, you have already foam rolled, and I'm gonna take you through a warm-up. No equipment necessary. So first, what we're gonna do is crocodile breathing. So we're gonna lay face down, palm over palm, and we're gonna rest our forehead on our hands. Now it's important when we breathe that we're breathing into our low back and our belly and not our chest and our rib cage, right? So if I were gonna breathe in with my chest, I would be doing this. If I'm gonna breathe in with my low back, it's gonna look like this. Okay, so the goal is to breathe in for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and out for a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're gonna do this for a cycle of 10 breaths. All right, so next what we're gonna do is bent knee leg lowering. This is to help warm up your hips, strengthen your core, lengthen your hamstrings. Whole bunch of wins with this guy. All right, so we're gonna lay on our back, hands by your side. Just like the name implies, one leg is going to stay bent, the other one is going to be extended. Now, we wanna make sure that your low back, right, is flat on the floor, right? So instead of having this be angled forward, right, I'm just relaxed. I'm gonna focus on tucking my pelvis under, doing that pelvic tilt, and getting my back flat on the floor, okay? So it's important that your foot stays parallel, right? So we don't want that toe to turn out towards the side. We want it straight up and down. Okay, again, you wanna tuck your chin, right? So ladies, move your ponytail out of the way so that you can get your head flat on the floor, right? So I'm not looking up. I'm gonna tuck my chin. And as I do this, right, I'm gonna focus on that belly breathing, not breathing in through my chest, right? Because that is very fight or flight. We're working on rest and digest, so we wanna breathe in through our belly. So I'm gonna take a deep breath in as I lift, in through my belly, and then I'm gonna count for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, again, deep breath in. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm gonna repeat this for 10 repetitions on the left side, and then I will switch sides and we will do 10 on the opposite side. Now, something to think about. You wanna make sure that not only is your back flat, right, but that your spine is straight. So I want you to elongate yourself, okay? Think about all the bones that you can feel in terms of like both your hip bones, your tailbone. You wanna make sure we've got even pressure on all those things and that you maintain that pressure throughout the movement, right? So instead of lowering this here and then all of a sudden the pelvis tilts, we wanna make sure that still stays engaged as we lift and lower the leg. So that is bent knee leg lowering. Next, what we're gonna do is cat-cow to help warm up the shoulders and the spine. So proper setup for the cat-cow is we're gonna be set up like this, okay, so that your knees are directly underneath your hips and that your hands are directly underneath your shoulders and toes are tucked up under in the back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna arch my back, again, tucking my pelvis under, tucking my chin, trying to get as much extension out of my spine, and then I'm gonna drop my belly button, lift my head and my tailbone in the opposite direction. And the goal is to do, extend as much as you possibly can. So we're gonna arch our back, tuck your chin, take a deep breath in, and we're gonna exhale as we go in the opposite direction, right? So when we come up, deep breath in again, really push into the floor, tuck your pelvis under, and we're gonna exhale, going in the opposite direction. Okay, again, this is to help with shoulder mobility and spine mobility. So that is cat-cow. Next, we have what's called hip abducted, which means my leg's gonna be out, rock backs. And the way so essentially this is a groin stretch. So I'm gonna go basically from that cat-cow position. I'm gonna take one leg and stick it right straight directly up. Okay, kind of on the side of my sneaker here like this. I'll take a deep breath in, right? Some people might feel a stretch already right here. I feel a little bit of a stretch already. I'm gonna take a deep breath in, and as I exhale, I'm gonna sit back, straight directly back, trying not to round the low back, right? So I'm gonna try not to do this.
I want to try and keep my spine nice and flat. All right, so I'm going to inhale here, and I'm going to exhale as I sit right back. Okay, and we're going to repeat this for a cycle of 10 rock backs, and then we will switch sides. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do are called ankle rocks. You could also do ankle circles, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to stand up and show you my feet. So ankle rocks, oops, I'll come back here. So ankle rocks look like this. I'm going to take and pull my toe up, right? I'm going to focus on one and then the other. I'm going to pull my toe all the way up, and then I'm going to point my toe just as much as I possibly can, trying to get that sucker straight up and down, right? So this is the way that looks. Pulling it all the way up, and then pointing, right? Flexing the toe all the way in the opposite direction. Okay, so from the side, I'm going to point just as much as I can, trying to get that right up and down, and then focus on pulling my toe back up to me. Right, so these are called ankle rocks. If you want to go a step further, something that's also great is to do ankle circles, where we take and make a big circle with your big toe, right, and do 10 in one direction, and then 10 in the opposite direction. Okay, and again, we do that on both sides. You've got no idea how many knee issues I've seen as a result of tight ankles. Do yourself a favor, work on ankle mobility. Those two things right there, golden. Okay, and then the last thing we're gonna do are squats, and we're gonna do those from a chair. And now we're gonna do 10 chair squats, where we start sitting, and without pushing down onto your knees, okay, we're gonna exhale and stand up. Inhale and sit down, exhale and stand up. Okay, the goal here is to not plop down onto the chair. You wanna be in complete control, right? So we're gonna exhale, and we're gonna be in control all the way down to the chair. If you wanna take this up a notch, sit back into that chair and just tap your butt onto the chair.